We have many terrorists are currently in prison in the United Kingdom. And when I describe what we've done, what I'd like to reinforce this point, that just because something works in the United Kingdom doesn't mean it's going to work everywhere else. But learning from experience, I think, is the key to all of this. Now, what's happened, basically, what I shall describe is how the change in the nature of the threat in the United Kingdom completely changed our concept of how we carried out counter-terrorist operations. And in essence, what I'll be describing is a move to preemption. In other words, when the threat is such that we cannot be sure that there is not an imminent threat to the public, how we would intervene. Even if that meant there might be insufficient evidence to prosecute through a court of law, we would still intervene because of the scale of threat to the public. And in adopting that policy of preemption on grounds of public safety, I think we need to consider what the impact of this has been on the relationship between the intelligence agencies and the police, what the impact has been on legislation and the judicial system, what it has meant for police structures, capability and capacity, because that has been revolutionised in the UK, what it's meant for the media, the way in which they report and analyse the terrorist threat, what it's meant for ensuring that all communities can have faith and trust in the independence and integrity of the counter-terrorist effort, because we honestly believe that that is absolutely crucial if in the long term we are to succeed, and to consider as well the need for political support and understanding of this concept of operations. So in summary, what I'm saying is I will try to describe how we've moved from a paradigm where intervention, which was almost always for the purpose of prosecution through the courts of law, has actually changed to a paradigm where the preeminent objective is risk management, managing down the awful risk to the public which the current terrorist threat presents. Now, many people have said to me, well, in the United Kingdom, of course, you had 30 years or more of a threat from Irish terrorists, and therefore the United Kingdom must have been prepared after 9/11 for the new scale of threat. Well, that's true, but only to an extent. It's not the full story by any means. And the reason is that, in fact, the nature of the threat was entirely different. The Irish threat was essentially domestic. We didn't have to go very far to investigate, mostly within the United Kingdom. Casualties, despite the appalling atrocities that were committed during the Irish campaign, were actually comparatively restricted. The attack in Omagh in 1998 was the worst single loss of life in one attack, 29 people losing their lives there. And that, of course, is much less than what we've seen elsewhere.